Does he ever
Where'd you
find
find
out
out
with
with
Ralph? You said you were going to talk to him about that water well.
Wait, was that there?
Yeah, it's consistent. I know. Now it's starting to.
Magic.
I'm worried about this. Well, not
That's
gonna-
exactly,
I
I'm
haven't
a
had a-
magician essentially right now. I'll definitely remember it. Do you want me to grab your agenda? Do you want me to grab it?
That's the minutes you're talking about?
Nothing's changed, but, no, I'm just curious, like, right now, not gonna do it, once it got, we had the whole days, everything froze, and it just started up. And we don't need it runs down the storm sewer rate.
Yeah, I only print the words that you guys.
That is not in the best of shape either, it's sinking, so you get water
We're
all
gonna answer the questions, he's not here.
It wouldn't be bad if it drained right out.
He should show up. Yo, Mr. Patel.
Now we're judging your swing skills. Cause like me, I'm like womp, womp.
Peter Pan.
No zooming in tonight.
You need a pen, I got a bunch of
Just take a
my break room here.
We'll see what happens.
You got a
Hopefully we'll make it
going
through
on?
the spring.
Good evening. The February 10th meeting of the Milltown Borough Council will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Council President Farkas,
Here.
Councilman Dixon,
Here.
Councilman Legati,
Yeah.
Councilman Neubauer,
Here.
Councilman Peretti,
Here.
Councilman Zambrana.
Here.
Mayor, we have 6 present.
Thank you. Will the clerk please read the open public meeting statement?
Let the minutes reflect that adequate notice of the holding of this regular business meeting of the Borough Council was provided by the adoption of a resolution and the posting, filing, and forwarding of a copy of the same to the official borough newspapers, Home News Tribune, and Star Ledger Publishing Companies on January 9, 2020. Public participation in this meeting will be permitted during public hearings and after the agenda of scheduled matters has been completed.
Thank you. We will wait for items 4 and 5 till the regular meeting. So now we'll have the items for discussion. Next on the agenda, we have the Lewis Bay Memorial Municipal Leader Scholarship Competition. I'm going to read a letter that we have available. The New Jersey State League of Municipalities and I have an excellent scholarship opportunity for high school juniors and seniors from Milltown. We have teamed up to offer 3 $1,000 scholarships to the Lewis Bay Second Future Municipal Leader Scholarship Competition. This statewide scholarship competition centers on the theme, What My Municipal Government Does Best, and seeks to advance the virtues of elected and volunteer members of the municipal government. Many of the elected officials and appointed board members serve Milltown with little or no compensation. It is their altruistic desire to serve their community which compels them to public service. These officials, along with a cadre of dedicated professionals, are guardians of our hometown comforts and security. They give of their time and talents to help plan our community and preserve our way of life. They serve us year-round, every day, and yet are hardly noticed. This scholarship competition will help rectify that while encouraging our future municipal leaders. Full details on the application process and contest have been forwarded to the Milltown Board of Education and local high schools. Information can also be found on the borough website under the Community tab. I hope to see many of our young adults represented in this scholarship competition. So look for that information and hopefully we can get some young people to share their ideas with us as well. Next on the agenda, we have miscellaneous engineering items. Mr. McClellan?
Yes, Mayor, just a few items tonight. First, to just continuing updates, the work on Tracy Drive continues. Survey, fieldwork, and basement are completed. We're in the process of designing the roadway at this time. We will provide a report and a draft plan to the Committee on Public Works as soon as we're able. In addition, I want to provide a report on the status, as we were asked last time, of the Public Works site. Understand that we don't do day-to-day management out there, but just to give the Mayor and Council some update. We understand buildings are projected to be completed in March. Brick pavers were delivered and are waiting for installation. The brick pavers were delayed because the contractor's proposals for brick pavers couldn't get the one that was specified, and the alternates were something that were not equivalent to what was specified. It took a while. As you know, the traffic signal is now active. Electric service for the building is now active. Landscaping is completed other than a touch-up probably in the springtime. Lighting fixtures have been installed, but we're in the process of testing them now. The transformer's been installed. Surface paving and striping is completed. Sidewalks have been installed. The privacy fence has been installed. Flagpoles installed. Obviously, base paving was completed, and the wall has been installed. And that's basically it on the building. If you have any questions, certainly I'll try to answer them if I can. Electric substation demolition was completed, and we'll probably have at your next meeting a recommendation for final closeout. Water tank rehabilitation, no change on the status of the water tank. We're still waiting to hear from the insurance companies. That's all I have for you tonight.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any questions for the engineer? Okay. Next on the agenda is comments from the audience. If any member of the public wishes to speak on the items listed in the agenda meeting, step forward and say your name and address for the record. Remember, these comments are limited to items at the agenda meeting. Seeing none, I will close audience comments, and I will ask the council for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Council President Farkas, second by Councilwoman Farkas. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so do we need a recess? I say we move ahead, right? Okay. Welcome to the February 10th meeting of Milltown Borough Council. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Council President Farkas,
Here.
Councilman Dixon,
Here.
Councilman Legati,
Here.
Councilman Newbauer,
Here.
Councilman Peretti,
Here.
Councilman Zambrana.
Here.
Mayor, we have 6 present.
Thank you. Will the clerk please read the open public meeting statement?
Let the minutes reflect that adequate notice of the holding of this regular business meeting of the Borough Council was provided by the adoption of a resolution and the posting, following, and forwarding of a copy of the same to the official borough newspapers, Home News Tribune, and Star Ledger Publishing Companies on January 9th, 2020. Public participation in this meeting will be permitted during public hearings and after the agenda of scheduled matters has been completed.
Thank you. Now, please stand for a moment of silence and a salute to our flag. Next on the agenda, we have minutes. What is the council's pleasure for the minutes of January 27th, 2020?
Move the minutes be approved as typed.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilman Legati, seconded by Councilman Peretti, to accept the minutes as typed. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Council President Farkas,
Abstain.
Councilman Dixon,
Aye.
Councilman Legati,
Aye.
Councilwoman Newbauer,
Aye.
Councilman Peretti,
Aye.
Councilman Zambrana.
Aye.
Mayor, we have 5 ayes.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is comments from the audience. If any member of the public wishes to speak on resolutions, please step forward and say your name and address for the record. These comments are limited to resolutions listed on the agenda. Seeing none? We- Sorry.
I missed in your script the proclamation.
Oh, do you want, yeah, I wasn't sure where that was.
I missed it in your script, I'm sorry. You
That's
can-
all right. Do you want me to do that
Yeah, before the resolution.
before the resolution?
Sorry.
No problem. Because then I thought it says March. So I have a proclamation to read.
Yeah.
Bear with me. There's a lot of whereases coming your way. Whereas Congress designated the third full week in March to be National Poison Prevention Week in 1961, and since this week has helped to raise national awareness of the dangers of potentially poisonous medicines, household chemicals, and other substances. And whereas every poisoning is preventable, from the youngest to the oldest, all people and even pets are at risk. And whereas poison centers across the country will focus the public's attention on identifying poisoning hazards at home, as well as learning ways to prevent poisoning emergencies. And whereas a poison is defined as anything that is taken in the wrong amount, in the wrong way, or by the wrong person. And whereas unintentional poisoning is the leading cause of unintentional injury death in New Jersey. And whereas drug overdose deaths, including prescription pain medicine, opioids, heroin, and fentanyl, remain at epidemic proportions for both New Jersey and the United States. According to the Centers of Disease Control, the majority of drug overdose deaths, more than 6 out of 10, involve an opioid. And whereas, although the majority of reported poison exposures involve children 5 years old and younger, the majority of poisoning deaths occur in adults aged 20 to 59. And whereas childhood lead poisoning remains a major health concern, elevated blood lead levels can cause significant and permanent damage to the health and well-being of a young child. There is no safe level of lead. Stop a child's exposure to lead before it causes harm. And whereas the New Jersey Poison Information and Education System, a division of the Department of Emergency Medicine of the New Jersey Medical School of Rutgers, the State University of New Jersey, provides expert advice, drug information, and poison prevention education to New Jersey residents through the 800-222-1222 Poison Help Hotline. And whereas all services are free, confidential, multilingual, and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, even during bouts of Mother Nature. And whereas the public can contact a poison expert by calling 1-800-222-1222, chatting, which is www.njpies.org, or texting 800-222-1222 at njpies.org. And whereas consumers must be aware that e-cigarette devices, hookah pipes, liquid nicotine may contain very high doses of nicotine in enticing colors, aromas, and flavors, increasing the likelihood that small children and pets will focus their attention on them. These products pose serious risk of poisoning. And whereas poison experts urge residents to use our services as a resource for poison and drug information instead of consulting the internet for information that may not be accurate. And whereas we encourage all residents to program the Poison Helpline, 800-222-1222, into home, office, and cell phones, because a rapid response can make a difference in preventing serious injury and saving lives. And whereas the use of Poison Center services saves residents both time and money. Most cases are managed in the convenience of the caller's home, requiring no hospital visit. And whereas NJPIES is also involved with the state's efforts in homeland defense, counterterrorism, emergency preparedness and response, biosurveillance, and surveillance for clusters of poisonings and their sources, products, food and beverage, chemicals in the workplace and at home, environmental toxins, drugs and medicine, and animal and insect bites and stings. Now, therefore, I, Trina Mayer, Mayor of the Borough of Milltown, do hereby proclaim March 15th to the 21st, 2020, National Poison Prevention Week in Milltown, New Jersey, and encourage all of our residents to pledge their commitment to ensuring the safety of themselves, their families, and their communities. In witness thereof, I have hereto set my hand and caused the official seal of the Borough of Milltown to be affixed this 10th day of February, 2020. Thank you. And we will put that in with the information on the website, right? So you can get the email address, the text address, and the phone number. Thank you, Gabrielle. Now we will go on to bills and claims. Will the clerk please read the bill resolution 20-059?
Authorizing the payment of bills, claims, and statements against the Borough of Milltown in the total amount of $477,358.15.
You've heard the reading of this resolution. What is your pleasure?
Make a motion to pay the bills?
The resolution is not.
Oh, make a resolution to be adopted.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilwoman Newbauer and a second by Councilman Zadi. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Council President Farkas?
Aye.
Councilman Dixon?
Aye.
Councilman Legati?
Aye.
Councilwoman Newbauer?
Aye.
Councilman Peretti?
Aye.
Councilman Zambrana?
Aye.
Mayor, we have 6 ayes.
So moved. The resolution is adopted. Next, we have reports of standing committees and an introduction of resolutions. A consent resolution has been prepared to cover the resolutions listed on the agenda. If any member of the council wants any resolution acted upon individually, please give me the resolution number, and it will be pulled from the consent resolution. No? Okay. Good. There being no requests, will the clerk please read the consent resolution?
Whereas pursuant to the rules of council, the council may establish a consent agenda for any regular or special meeting, and whereas the Borough Clerk has posted a consent agenda for this meeting, now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Borough Council of the Borough of Milltown, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, that the consent agenda previously prepared by the Borough Clerk be approved without the necessity of having the individual resolutions read by the Borough Clerk.
You've heard the reading of this resolution. What is your pleasure?
Make a motion that the resolution be adopted.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilman Agati, second by Councilman Zambrana. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Council President Farkas?
Aye.
Councilman Dixon?
Aye.
Councilman Legati?
Aye.
Councilwoman Newbauer?
Aye.
Councilman Peretti?
Aye.
Councilman Zambrana?
Aye.
Mayor, we have 6 ayes.
Thank you. So moved. Next, we will have council reports. First up is the Department of Finance, Administration, and Planning, led by Councilman Phil Zambrana.
No report tonight, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Next, we have the Department of Public Safety, Councilman Nick Legati.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. My first report tonight is the Milltown Fire Department month-end report for January 2020. Total number fire calls, 11. Total number training details, 2. Total number work details, 4. Total number meeting details, 3. Total number miscellaneous details, 2. Total incidents for the month, 22. General announcements. Members continue to pack up belongings in the firehouse in anticipation of moving soon. New member Joe Citro was sworn in on January 21st. Fire Chief Dan Knoll. My next report is from the Milltown Police Department. Monthly report dated 2/10/2020. Between January 1st, 2020 and February 9th, 2020, police have received and answered 1,539 calls for service. Police conducted a total of 542 motor vehicle stops, which include cell phone and crosswalk details. 98 radar details were conducted in various locations during this period. Excuse me. Police responded to 13 motor vehicle accidents and made 23 arrests, which include shoplifting, drugs, drunk driving, and warrant arrests. The Slow Down in Our Town campaign was executed successfully on Oches Avenue. Multiple summonses were issued during strict enforcement. Police continue speed enforcement and education efforts throughout town. Residents may notice a new large slow down sign which is placed daily on borough streets. We are currently accepting applications for part-time dispatchers and crossing guards. Police encourage residents to remain vigilant and report suspicious activity and traffic concerns to 732-828-1100 or at www.milltownnj.org. Chief Brian Kennelly. The only other thing that I have to say to everybody here is I got a few calls on the flashing light on Washington Avenue, which Mr. McClellan has let us know that it is on. The only anticipated thing that I can tell you is that when there is a fire call, I believe that flashing light will turn red. I will verify that for the next meeting.
Well, that's correct. It's absolutely correct.
That is correct.
That's correct.
That it will turn red, and that's the only time it's going to turn red, is when the fire department has a call and is coming out onto Washington Avenue.
That is correct.
And that concludes my report, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman Legati, I've had a few questions about the slow down in our town signs.
Yes.
So how does it work? Are they meant to stay up for a finite time and then pulled out to go somewhere else?
That is correct. There are stickers that go onto the recycling pails that will stay, obviously, because it's a sticker, it'll stay on your pail. But the corrugated signs that go on the lawn, we have enough that we are supposed to take it from section of a town to a different section of a town. I'm not sure if it's on a monthly basis or a bi-monthly basis, but it'll rotate throughout the town in all the troubled streets first, and then it'll go to other streets as well after that.
Great, thank you. Next, we have the Department of Utilities, chaired by Council President Randy Vargas.
No report tonight, Madam Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Next, we have the Department of Public Works and Recycling, chaired by Councilwoman Anna Newbauer.
Thank you. Tonight's report comes from the DPW. Along with all regular curbside collections, DPW has the following to report. Leaf cleanup of public parks and buildings has been completed. Painting of the finance office and one of the hallways has taken place. DPW employees repaired a water main break on Bayer Avenue. 16 trees have been removed at the following locations: South Moach Drive, North Moach Drive, East Lawrence Street, Starbow Drive, Janet Court, Carina Drive, Desmet Avenue, and Harkins Road. A new roof has been installed on the gazebo at Borough Park. A clogged stormwater pipe has been cleared at the Barrow Pool in the Barrow Park. Pothole repair has taken place and will be ongoing. Street sign repairs have taken place in numerous locations throughout town. A temporary repair was made to the library roof that was damaged with high winds until a more permanent repair can be made in the upcoming weeks. A tree that broke in a windstorm and was an immediate hazard on Howard Street was removed. Please remember, no plastic bags or pizza boxes are permitted with your recycling and will be the cause for rejecting collection. We appreciate your cooperation in this matter. Please check Channel 15 and milltownnj.org for DPW updates. And that's all that's in the report.
Thank you. Next, we will have the Department of Environmental Health and Social Services, chaired by Councilman Ron Dixon.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Currently, this evening, I have no report, as both the environmental and the health are planning meetings at the end of this month. So currently, there's no report.
Okay.
Thank you.
Finally, we have the Department of Recreation, chaired by Councilman James Peretti.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. SAC reminders. Reminder, SAC goes outside every day, weather permitting. Please be sure that your child is dressed appropriately. We are still accepting applications for adult program aids. You may go online to download and complete an application and return to the Rec SAC office. Recreation reminders. Adult yoga and volleyball is still open online for registration. You may register until classes are full or February 14th. As a reminder, when registering for any recreation or SAC program, please enter your address as it appears on your utility bill, or the system will not recognize it as an address belonging to a Milltown resident. Reminder, Milltown Recreation Department and the Milltown Borough Pool are now accepting employment applications for the 2020 summer season. Please go online to fill one out. All summer recreation and borough pool applications are due back by March 31st, 2020. All applicants must be 15 years old by March 31st in order to apply. Even if you have previously worked at Milltown Summer Recreation or the Milltown Borough Pool, you must submit an employment application. This date has been corrected from the previous announced date. And that's the end of the report for the Recreation and SAC Department. I do have one more thing, Madam Mayor. As a council liaison to the Zoning Board of Adjustments, they successfully had their reorg the other night. And during their reorg, they provided a recommendation to the council in regards to swimming pool variances that I have to discuss with our borough attorney. But in summary, they want to revisit the properties for the R4 and R6 zones, be reduced from a 10 feet to a 6 feet variance. But I'll be talking to the borough attorney about that as per the recommendation.
Absolutely.
concludes the report.
Thank you very much.
Perfect.
And James, actually, that brings up a good point that I was going to mention. Besides doing the department reports, all of the council have various committees that they are liaisons to, and the clerk and I were discussing it, and a lot of people are involved in those. However, we don't get a report about what goes on at those. And I think it would be good as if as part of your report, you let people know if you're a liaison to the Green Team or Revitalization or any of the other groups that we have, to give some visibility to those people that are volunteering their time, and also to let the public and us know what's going on. So starting at the next meeting, if there isn't anything, that's fine, but try and occasionally, maybe once a month, do a report on what's going on with your committees as well. And that will, I think, give visibility so that if more people want to get involved next year, they'll know what those groups do. So thank you for bringing up about the zoning board, because that reminded me that I wanted to bring that to everyone's attention tonight. Okay? Great. Thank you. Next, we'll move on to old business. Does any member of the council have any old business to bring before the council? Hearing none, although I do actually have one more thing. When you were talking about rec, as far as old business, a couple of years ago when I first joined the council, we had a lot of big discussion about the playgrounds and the parks and things. So since we have a new rec department liaison, I was wondering if you could take a look into, with rec and or with DPW, about what's going on with our parks, our playgrounds, our fields, and see if there's any issues that need to be brought before the council, if there's work that can be done with the county. So if you could just do, James, take a look and report back, we'd appreciate it.
Perfect. We have our first meeting February 19th.
Great.
So I will get on that.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, seeing no old business, new business, does any member of the council have any new business to bring before the council? Seeing none. Next on the agenda is audience comments. The public comment portion of our meeting is to allow the public to bring to the council's attention their concerns and comments. The council will respect the public's time by refraining any comment until the speaker has finished. If a member of the public has any questions they seek to answer, they can make an appointment with the official if they need more time. So if you have any questions, please come to and state your name and address for the record when you come to the podium.
Hi, Rich Rowlinski, 14 Elm Drive. Just wanted to say that I was taking an Uber home through town the other night, late on Friday night. And despite my warnings, the only time the Uber driver slowed down was on Washington Avenue when he saw that flashing light. So I don't know if there's big complaints out there, but honestly, I think it's a great thing for the safety of the community. So keep up the good work.
Thank you. Yes.
John Collins, 39 Southbrook Drive, Milltown, New Jersey. I understand a lot of people on Coolpot Avenue are having problems with their meters being hit because of the width of the road. And I was looking for some solutions. I guess we have to keep the sidewalk there, right? Mike, we can't narrow the sidewalk, right?
There's no ordinance that says you couldn't eliminate the sidewalk. I'm not sure that's what you want to do. There's nothing that would prevent you from doing that, but then pedestrians would have more difficulty when you have to do it on the road.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about, so I was wondering. And, well, some people set up one way, and when I was in the council, we had this problem. And, I thought, well, maybe we could put a camera, and then I was talking to some friends in law enforcement, and they said, we could actually get a police car out there with a video on it, and put the video on there to see, where the problem is. Do you think that's possible?
It won't stand up in court. Video surveillance, they can't use that in court. If it's not calibrated correctly, it'll always get overturned, John.
Well, at least we'll see what the accidents are happening.
Well, accidents, yeah, you might be able to catch someone breaking a mirror or something along those lines. I could talk to the police chief about it.
We can put that up.
I thought you meant for speeding. I apologize.
I mean, just for the accidents, because they're having, I went by there today, and everybody's got their mirrors turned in. And some people just come down the road and expect everybody to get over. So, the people really have no place to park there, so maybe we could get a police car and just put the video out there and see what happens.
The police have been out there abundance over the last 6, 8, 9 months over the complaints from the people on Cluthlau.
Right.
They're doing the best that they can out there to try and, with speeding and with the mirrors as well. Obviously, you will know better than anyone that you can't place a police officer there 24 hours a day, 7 days a
That's
week.
why we put a card here with the video on.
Well, I'll talk to the police chief. I'm not sure if you can or you can't do that, but he
Well, they
can.
have to do it.
I will speak to the police chief. I'm not sure if he's able to do that. If he is, we'll see what we can do. But I can't tell you, yeah, we're gonna do that.
Okay, but the people over there suffer, and, you know, you hate to see people that, you know, having to pick up the cost all the time.
It's an ongoing, long-term problem that's been going on for years.
Thanks.
Anyone else? Seeing none, I will close audience comments, and we'll ask if we have any council comments. Is there anything further that anyone on the council wishes to bring up at this time? Seeing none, I'll close council comments and entertain a motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn. Second, whatever.
Motion by Council President Clark, second by Councilman Legati. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Dude, what is this with the germs? No, just kidding.
Phil got a lot of, press.
On vacation, of course, because you know what, your body probably like, you finally took that moment to rest, and your body's like, this is the perfect time to attack you. Say it, sorry, yeah. Oh, that's